Hey guys, I know it's been a while, but today I just wanted to get on camera and take a look at this Ultimate Netman by DBToys. This is a third-party item. It's not an official release at all. And I've been aware of this for about a year now, and I've been wanting it. And I ordered it way back in November of last year, and I just got it now. There's actually a cover. This is like a sticker on it where you can see Spider-Man's face on. I was trying to get it off for the review, but I wasn't able to. But you can see DBToys there and Ultimate Netman. And you just open the slip on this side. I think it's upside down that they did it. And you got a picture of Spider-Man in his black suit. This is supposed to be obviously Ultimate Spider-Man, but they named it Ultimate Netman for copyright sake. And here's Spider-Man. And again, this is going to be my honest opinion. I'm not being paid by anyone. It's not a sponsorship. So when I opened this, I was scared to death. The head is not there. So I was like, what's going on? Did I get ripped off? Because I've been waiting like 8 months for this. But no, the item was at the bottom of the packaging, or the head was at the bottom of the packaging in a napkin. So like I said, this is not a premium release or anything like that. It's a third-party item, but you can see this is what you get. And I'm assuming this is the web. I don't know what's going on with this. So I'm gonna open this up, play with it for a little bit, and I'm gonna give you my honest opinion, and I'll be back. All right, taking a look at his accessories. He comes with 2 pairs of fists. He comes with a web shooting hand. He comes with these wall crawling hands. I'll get into that in a second. He comes with another pair of like open hands. He comes with some pointing fingers, so I guess you can do the Spider-Man meme or whatever. And he comes with 2 thumbs up hands. These don't have any holes, so they're literally just thumbs up hands. I do want to get into these hands, these wall crawling hands. This was a huge selling point. If I can get it out, that'd be nice. These have their own magnet. Let me see if I can get it to focus. There's a magnet in there, and you can put it on almost any surface. They're actually pretty strong. I would actually argue that these are stronger than the Mafex ones, so I'm actually pretty impressed with these. These came out really nice. He also comes with some web shooting effects, as you can see on the side here. These I think are just molded off of the Mezco ones. They're very similar. I'll see if I can pull it out in a second here. Let me see if I can get that to focus. Let's see here. There we go. There's a better look at that. He comes with another one here. This is also from Mezco. And then he comes with another one. This is from Mezco as well. Oh, that one's not focusing. So there's that. And he also comes with a spider sense effect. And this is yellow compared to the Maximum Series Spider-Man from Marvel Legends, where it's red. This is pretty good. I actually really like this. And last but not least, I know you guys saw in the beginning where I pull out these like strings. So I was really confused about this. This is actually my first gripe with this figure. So it was advertised as coming with some web lines, and I was like, what is this? And pretty much what they wanted you to do is make them yourselves. So it comes out like this. I tried my best here. I do have a little bit of customizing ability. And let me see if I can get that to focus. And make that out a little bit. That's what I did. But it doesn't come like that, so that's pretty disappointing. But other than that, I really do like these accessories. So I played with this figure for a couple of hours, and I gotta say I'm pretty impressed. Is it perfect? No, but it's very close to being perfect. I was a huge fan of, I still am a huge fan of the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, but I was a fan of it when I was a teenager. I really didn't get into it when it first came out in the early 2000s, but I think this is a great representation of that specific version of Spider-Man, especially with these big eyes and the big head. I think this was pretty well done and worth the wait. You can see that the web lines are all, or the costume lines on the head. I think these are, what you call them. It's sculpted on there, but everything else on the, I guess this is vinyl, whatever material this is here. It's very sticky and stretchy. These are all printed on, so I like that. You can see that the insignia is on the front and on the back. This looks very good. I don't know exactly what kind of material they made it out of. At first, I didn't know what it was when I saw it online. I was a little concerned at first, but I think it translated very well. The only issue is if your hands are wet or if you have, like, I don't know, sweaty hands, there is a powder residue that will get on here if you're not careful. So that's the only thing to be worried about. When it comes to actually how the figure was made, I think it was translated very well. I saw that the work in progress the whole time on Instagram. I thought that was pretty well done. The thing that concerns me is taking the hand on and off. I think that doing that over and over again, similar to Mezco, this is going to tear. That's the only thing that concerns me. And I'm not a fan of how the feet bunch here. I don't really like how that came out. I kind of wish it was a little more seamless here. You can see how that bunches up there. I don't really like that. But besides that, I think that this figure was done very well. It's more of that slender, skinnier kid body. I think this was very, very well done. Not really a lot to say about it. It's Spider-Man. It's Ultimate Spider-Man. He's just shorter. He has a bigger head. And he looks very good, man. I love the color blue. I love the red. There's no paint detail or anything like that. But the main thing that really draws it for me is his head sculpt. Very shiny. Yeah, man, this came out really good. So I want to take a look at the magnets a little closer in depth. He also does have magnets at the bottom of his feet, and they're not as strong as the magnets on his hands, which is a little disappointing, but it's not the end of the world. You can kind of make that out there. You know, they're very deep in there, so it's very hard to really get him to stick on any surfaces. Here's a magnet here. See, it doesn't really stay compared to the hand, where here's a screwdriver. Yeah, it really is able to stick. So that's how the magnet works there. I can definitely see the complaint about the stitching, you know, on the arm there, on his butt. It's very similar to the Mezco one. I'll pull that out if I can a little bit later in this review. On the side here. And then where it's most concerning for me is on the arms, which I already discussed. I think that might tear over time, and I don't like how the hands interchange. I feel a little fragile. Similar to the Mezco one, but it's a smaller peg. So yeah, that's a little concerning. The articulation was done very well on this figure. It was another selling point. The head moves up very far with the neck and the head. It moves down. He has a very good ab crunch diaphragm joint. That's done very well. He has a nice waist swivel. And you can see the sound, or hear the sound it makes. The arm moves back and forth. To the side, it doesn't look like he has a butterfly joint. I'm not sure about that. It looks like it moves up and down, like it shifts up and down, but it doesn't actually like have a butterfly joint, which is a little disappointing, but it's fine. Arm moves up very far. Don't want to break. It moves down. It's a bicep swivel, double joint at the elbows, and the wrist articulation moves up and down and swivels. Again, with the way that these wrists interchange, I'm not the biggest fan of. I think that could have been done a little bit better, or have this material over the wrist peg so it doesn't tear or anything like that. Leg moves out so you can get a lot of dynamic Spider-Man poses. You can hear that sound it's making. He has a swivel at the thigh, a double joint at the knee. It was very far. And he has, I'm not sure how this is. It feels like the ankle pivot is very high up, so it moves back and forth. And he has an ankle pivot that moves at an angle a little bit. It's not the greatest ankle pivot. And this part is a little disappointing for me. It's advertised as having torque articulation, but this really doesn't move at all. I'm trying. It's not moving. So that's pretty disappointing. It doesn't really have torque articulation like that. But I think the articulation on this figure is really well done. Very standard to the Mezco quality. Not exactly Mezco, but I would argue it has a little bit better range of motion than most Mezcos. So yeah, I think it came out pretty well. Starting off with some comparisons, mostly Ultimate Spider-Man related. First, starting off with the Walmart exclusive Ultimate Spider-Man that came with the Vulture. And I really didn't want to ruin this pose that he was in my Spider-Man display in my collection, so that's why he has a mask in his hand. And then this is the Space Venom Wave Ultimate Spider-Man that has a custom head from Farrell Store. That's more of a Mark Bagley Ultimate Spider-Man head, and that's why it looks like that. And then here's the Peter Parker head that came with it. And yeah, man, I gotta say this one is probably the best Ultimate Spider-Man out there. I know it's not legit. I know it's a third party, but I mean, this is downright to the source material. I wish he did come with the Ultimate Spider-Man head. If you don't know, or Ultimate Peter Parker head. If you don't know, the guys that made this, they made a black version of him in his black suit. That one I didn't want as much because I'm not the biggest fan of that storyline from the Ultimate Universe. I don't hate it, but not something that I would really want as bad as this. But I do wish he did come with a Peter Parker head. So I'm going to see how this Marvel Legends Peter Parker head looks on here. It's a little long and it's smaller, but if I really wanted to, I could fudge that. It doesn't really work, but you get the idea. So maybe he'll make more, or maybe he'll make one with the Peter Parker head. I don't know, but yeah, that's my only complaint about that. And taking a look at some other size comparisons, here he is next to the Mezco Amazing Spider-Man. This figure was... I have mixed feelings about this figure. I love the accessories. The accessories are amazing, but the body that they use and the range of motion really, it was a little lackluster. And also, I feel uncomfortable really posing this figure around because whatever they use for the red portion is it creases and it's a little fragile compared to this one where I'm able to get a little more of a range of motion and I don't really have to worry about the creasing and whatnot besides the ankles and the bunching at the arms where the hand pops off. So in a way, I would say that this is superior than this body-wise and range of motion-wise and suit-wise. But obviously, this is my favorite costume of Spider-Man, so, the classic red and blue from the 616. But I think this is a stronger material and a stronger representation of the body. And here he is next to the Ultimate Captain America. You can see here he is next to a grown man. He is towering over him, and that's exactly what it's supposed to be. Spider-Man, the Ultimate Universe, I believe, is either 15 or 16. And yeah, this is perfect. All right, that's going to be it for my review. Thank you all for watching. So just a couple more things to talk about. I really, really love this figure. Is he perfect? No, like I stated before, but I think he's a very well-attempted job. There are a couple Ultimate Spider-Man figures, mostly by Marvel Legends, some by Spider-Man Classics, but this is definitely the best representation of that character, and I really think they did a good job. And I hope they don't get sued, because I would actually like to see more 6-inch figures by them. Maybe, I don't know, a Daredevil or more Ultimate characters like Captain America. Maybe they can make a 616 Black Panther. So I really like this style. Obviously, it's in the Mezco style, but if these companies aren't giving us certain characters, I mean, I don't see a problem in people trying. I mean, obviously, they have to go through legal stuff. They call this guy Netman. They don't call him Spider-Man. So that's how they got around making him. But I think he's very well done. Obviously, I do have a couple of complaints. Obviously, the bunching at the hands with the wrist peg and the bunching at the ankles. I wish that was a little cleaner. And the web lines, I wish that was already pre-strung up to actually be the webs instead of us having to do it. But yeah, besides that, I think he is great. I give this figure like an 8.5 out of 10. I think he's very well done, and I'm definitely going to be doing a photo shoot with this figure tonight, and I can't wait for that. To address the elephant in the room, I know I'm not on YouTube anymore. I've definitely lost a passion for it over the years. I'm in my late 20s. I know I started this channel when I was 12. I've definitely lost a passion for it. I do other things now. I do toy photography mostly. Obviously, still collect Marvel Legends, Mezco, Mafex, Marvel Select, SH Figure Arts, some Hot Toys, but I mostly stick with toy photography. I'm not on YouTube like that. I also do regular photography and also model as well, and also do other creative stuff like styling and whatnot. So that's where I am. I'm not like, in a hole somewhere just not creating and collecting. I'm just don't have a passion for YouTube anymore. But when this figure was announced and when I got it, I'm like, I really do want to post this on YouTube and just show my opinion on it, because I don't think a lot of people got it. And also, I hope that they do another release so other people can get it, because I would love to see other people with this figure. I think it is very well done, and I would love to see other people with it. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. And take care. I'll be on Instagram.